Hey guys, welcome back to Vandemic Campervans. I'm Rick, your host here. We're here with our latest 2021 Highroof Promaster build. Super excited to show you guys. Meet us inside. This here is our signature Vandemic layout. This is what we're known for and what we specialize in. So we're going to start with the kitchen right here. So we have a 4-foot counter. We're completely off the grid. So we have a 2-burner induction stovetop. And then we've got our sink. We've got something special if you want to zoom in here. Something that we'll probably have. We have a drop-in sink here. I'm sorry, an undermount sink here, but we've got our logo now here in our drop-in countertop, which is pretty cool. Every build will have a self-ratcheting paper towel holder, just so it's not falling everywhere when you're driving. And then our butcher block countertop it's just gorgeous. So it's an acacia finish, and we stain it. We do a little backsplash here, and then we put a little ledge right here just so there's an additional space to maybe if you're cooking, you can put some spices here or drinks or whatever else that can fit up there. And speaking of spices, we have our signature spice rack right here. So there's 2 shelves there. It's built into the wall just to give some additional space and storage there. Above here, we've got one overhead cabinet for the kitchen. It's pretty deep. Most of these are 15 inches deep. That can fit a good amount of stuff in there. And then below here, which is a little tight, we're able to fit in an extra drawer here for silverware, utensils. It's pretty big, pretty deep, so it fits right above the fridge here, which we're going with. Gonna open up the other way, but it's an isotherm 80 Cruise 85. It's about 3 cubic feet. Holds a good amount of space. It's a little bit more compact, which is nice, which gives us the ability to have this additional drawer here, which has been very important for most of our clients to have there. We've got a towel bar here, and then some French doors to access underneath the faucet and sink area just for additional storage. And then also there's a water heater that you could control the temperature from with a little eye hole inside of there. Another good thing with the sink here is with the undermount sink, again, there's additional counter space that we can drop in. And then pretty standard for all our builds, we're gonna have a pull down sink where you can rinse things off. This will spin around too, far enough where you can rinse outside a little bit, but we also have an outdoor shower out back. All right guys, we're in the living room now. So we have our signature 4-foot bench. We've got a 3-inch cushion on the front and back, so it's a little bit more homey feeling and a little bit softer on your buns. Standard as well as we've got a nice big window here that's a slider. It's screened, which is nice. That helps with the cross ventilation and crosswind while you're cooking, but also while you're sleeping as well. We include some pull down blackout shades on this particular window just because it's framed out. These are great. Cuts out all the light. They don't rattle as much as I would have thought they would while you're driving, and you can't even tell that they're there, and they're just push and pull up and down, which is awesome. As always, we also have our closet here. So it doesn't hold a ton of stuff, but it just gives it a little added feature and benefit of actual hang. So there is a hang bar in there. It's pretty deep, so it's literally from here all the way down to this area right there. You can fit a handful of sweatshirts and coats or whatever else you're hanging for there. And then as always, a lagoon table, which is great here. For those of you that are working from the road, which a lot of our clients are doing now, which is awesome. This is a decent sized table to fit 2 people, but this has a variety of functions. Both of the passenger and the driver seats are on swivels, so they turn around as well. So you could also just move this around. And again, with the lagoons, they raise up, down. Again, they spin on a 360 degree plane. So Got to have that in every build. It's standard in everything that we do. Below the couch here is our two big storage drawers here. Those are both the same size. They're on soft close. And then there's two small next to it. And then further over is our garbage can and also our recycle bin. And again, these are custom made. They pull in and out. This is a nice feature to have. And also you'll notice all of our pulls these days, we've transitioned into a leather pull. The reason why we do that, it's not standard, but we just kind of think there's some benefits in doing it. Metal hurts when you hit it and you're in a small space to begin with. So the leather is actually nice and soft. It gives it a warmth feeling to the build itself. Up top, we've got two big overhead cabinets. Fit all some goodies, whatever you want, some more kitchen stuff or some blankets, extra storage that way. And then also with the closet, there's kind of a hidden cabinet up here. The lights, sorry. So there's another actual cabinet up there. So all in all, there's 6 overhead cabinets. This is a feature that a lot of our clients have been wanting to do since they saw it in a build, is kind of run the ceiling down the face of the closet. Just gives a little bit more modern feel to it. But this is what hosts our inverter controller, and then the solar charge controller is right here as well. For the front of the cab here is we always include a cassette toilet, which has its own little house right there. It stays tucked away inside there. Again, the idea behind a toilet to have is just more so for an emergency. Most people that are in van life realize that you're either going to be out in nature or going to be close to civilization, and you can pop into a grocery store or a coffee shop. But most of the time you're going to be outside. But this is more so for an emergency, and we just want to make sure we got everything checked off in our build. In every build, we put 2 max air fans in. So there's one that sits here as you walk in, kind of near the kitchen, but also near the living room. And then the second one's always going to go in the bedroom. The best thing about these is that you can have one pulling air in while the other one is pushing it out. So you get a great wind turbine inside, or wind tunnel inside, which is great for sleeping, but also great for cooking as well. So if you're cooking on the stove, you can have that sucking out and it'll pull any smoke out or anything coming out, and helps keep things nice and fresh and clean inside. Welcome to the bedroom, folks. Here we are in the bedroom. We've got we're able to fit a short queen. So it's 75 inches width-wise by a normal 60 inches wide, which is a normal size queen. We give the client a choice if they want a bedroom window. Some people do. It's about 50-50. Some do, some don't. Benefit to having a bedroom window is just more so you're not really looking out of it too often. It's more so for extra air circulation and just for temperature control. We've got our standard reading lights here. Either a black or like a stainless steel color are options. Just depends on what the client wants, but we've got 2. So you've got your his and his, hers and hers, or hers and his lights there. And then over here, you've got your control panel. So you've got a dimmer for your bedroom lights, 4 USB outlets, and then a regular 120 volt outlet. So if you're in bed and need to plug in and charge your computer, you can do that, or anything else that needs to be plugged in, just like you're at home. And then right above here is the thermostat for the Webasto heater that rests up underneath the passenger seat. That's pretty standard in every build. The great thing with this is that it runs off the actual fuel line of the van. But this is a thermostat too, so you can actually program it to turn on and off whenever you'd like. So on those chilly nights, you can actually program it to warm up early in the morning, and then you don't have to jump down onto a super cold floor and have your piggies nice and toasty. We also, again, there's a second max air fan in the bedroom, which is great. Those are both on remote control. I forgot to mention that earlier. And then on the other side here, we've got 2 larger overhead compartments for storage for clothing, maybe some extra bedding. Again, these are pretty deep. They're about 15 inches deep, and so they go to the frame. Another big thing that we like to do in the build is utilize and maximize the space to the best of the ability that we can. So we actually build off of the frame of the van just to maximize the space. We're in a small space to begin with, so how do we actually do that? We just build from the frame of the van itself out, and it saves some space and creates a good amount of storage. One last thing is pretty standard and kind of unique to all of our builds is on the end of the bed, there's a built-in cubby that we came up with the idea because there was always a gap in between the bed and the back doors and things would fall down there. So we were able to create, there's 4 little compartments there. It's 6 inches wide, which is nice. And then there's an extra USB on the head side up here, just for whoever's sleeping on that side of the bed has their own separate USB charge for their phone. Welcome to your outdoor shower. To connect here, this actually stretches out to 15 feet, so you can reach a lot of places. The other cool thing with the extendable thing is you can actually hose off your solar up top, which is kind of cool. And again, so we include a 2.5 gallon hot water heater, so that the hot water goes both to the sink, but also comes to the shower. So you can get a nice hot shower after a long hike or a bike ride and you're sweaty and dirty and you just want to clean up and feel better again, and then hop in a nice cozy bed. So also back here is your water inlet. So there's a 32 gallon freshwater tank in the back. It's a wheel well tank, so it helps save space top of the wheel well, which is pretty awesome. So this is where you would fill up your tank. Obviously your shower controls hot and cold. And then we put a window here too, and we've got a light actually onto the water tank so you can actually see how much water is in the actual tank, just so you have a better idea of when you're gonna need to fill up again. So we've jumped from the shower to the garage here. So we've got a couple outlets back here, just if you're out in, tailgating or whatever, out in nature, doing whatever you want to do. There's a couple outlets out here. There's also a whole separate light system for the garage area as well, which is on a dimmer. There's a 2 in here, 1 on the water tank, and then another one. The batteries are housed back here, so that kind of opens up to the garage here. Decent sized garage we've got. It's about 5 feet deep by about 3.5, almost 4 feet wide, so it fits a good amount of just cargo and luggage. You can actually fit, if you needed or wanted to, you can pop off the front tire of your bike and you can fit a couple bikes in there. You'll notice too, you can see straight through. The reason why we don't close that off is just a lot of people like to have access to the back to pull things out from the garage into the front of the cab and then be able to put it back without having to get outside. If it's rainy or crappy out, which is about to be here, you can stay inside and pretty much access everything. All right guys, we're back here again in the garage here. So everything's on marine grade boat latches for easy access. On the driver's side here, we've got a 4,000 watt EAMS inverter. Our control panel here are the fuse box, and up top there, that white box up there is our battery to battery charger. You've got the solar charge controller. Everything's vented very well. Everything does get a little bit warm in the van. And then here houses 3 105 amp hour lithium ion batteries. They're Lion Energy batteries. Awesome batteries. So you have a total of 315 amp hours, which is great. Really the whole idea behind the battery bank and the inverter is to really live off the grid. And then up top we've got about 400 watts of solar, which gives you the peace of mind to be out and about and really not worry about running out of juice. All right guys, come on up to the roof and I'll show you a couple things up here. You can see this little antenna right there is we include a WeBoost cell booster, which is great just to help if there's a bar that somebody has out in the middle of nowhere. It'll help amplify it and bump it up to 3 or 4 bars. So that's standard in all of our builds now. You see there's 2 max air fans Still have the plastic on. We try to keep that on until we actually hand deliver the van. And then there's 2 big solar panels here. These are each 195 watt solar panels. They're eco-worthy solar panels. So there's 390 total watts. Good amount of juice coming in. And again, like I mentioned earlier, really it's completely off the grid living here, and there's really no way to ever run out of juice. One last final thing I want to showcase here on the exterior is, so we put some all-terrain tires on. We use the Falcon Wild Peak 3s, and then we also upgrade and put some black rims on. They're Ultra SBs. The factory RAM Promaster rims could use some work, so we take care of that for you. It's a nice, cool look here. It's more modern look, and it just really ties in everything. It makes it look really sharp. All right, guys, that's a wrap on this beautiful gray metallic 2021 Highroof ProMaster. This is one of our favorites to date. If you guys happen to like the video, please do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, and also tap the like button. It helps us out, but it also helps get in front of more people. And there's a ton of people out there looking to get into van life. Speaking of van life, if you are ever thought about getting into van life, or even it's crossed your mind at all, we'd love to have a conversation with you. I'll leave our website below where you can pop on there. We can schedule a call, and maybe this could be you someday. Thanks again, guys.